All right, Shalom. That sun is gleaming. I can't really see my camera too well, but I believe it's recording, so I should be all right here. So I'm out here another day, and I'm grateful for it. I'm thankful for it, to be able to preach and to prophesy unto my people, being you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And according to the Bible, you are the biblical Hebrew Israelites, all right? So before I get started with my lesson, I can't just come out here, start teaching off my own opinion. I'm speaking the words of the Lord. So seeing that I'm speaking the words of the Lord and he's given me opportunity to have a fighting chance for deliverance, I always have to come out here and give all thanks and praises, okay? So as always, before I start this lesson, I have to give all thanks and praises unto our power, the power of Israel, not the power of any other nation, all right? And that's according to the Holy Bible. Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Warakwadash. All right? Peace, blessings, and much respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, on down to the rest of the elders in Israel who rule well. All right? Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like, pushing out this purified truth. To the rest of the church who believe as well, you men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons and daughters as well, the water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible. Okay? Every day that goes by, what does that mean? Another day closer to the kingdom of heaven, another day closer to our deliverance. And it's beautiful. We are literally in World War III. See, there was a time where we would say, we're coming into the time of World War III. World War III is right around the corner. Actually, we are in World War III typically. Now, things are going to keep on intensifying as time goes by until it leads up to the actual Third World War, being World War III. Okay, that's the season we're coming into. So let's start this off in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. So to everything there is a season. And you know what season we're in right now? We are in the season of World War III. We are in the midst of World War III. And if you did not know, World War III will lead to the end of what you know as America. All right? America is being exposed on many different levels. And right along the exposure of America, that's the exposure of Esau Edom. Because Esau Edom is the head of Babylon the Great, aka America. Okay? To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Verse 5. Verse 4. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. And right now, it is not time to be dancing. It is not time to be amused and entertained with this world. We are in a time of separating from this world. The Lord is about to bring the end, okay? The end of what? The end of this age, the age of Esau Edom, the age of the so-called white man. The Lord is going to bring an end to our vile bodies and give us spiritual bodies, okay? These things that are happening right before our eyes, don't get bothered and shooken up by it. If you're pleasing the Lord, if you're serving the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, guess what? It's for your benefit, okay? Verse 5, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. And we're not in the time of embracing. That's why, again, we're in the season of World War III. All right, Vladimir has threatened the West many times. and has mentioned that he has the capabilities of destroying America. Russia is bragging and boasting about their military might. The reason why they're bragging and boasting about their military might is because the Lord is raising them up along with other nations to destroy America. It's all about the destruction of America, which leads to the deliverance of the elect of the nation of Israel. All right? A time to love, actually verse 7, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Right now we're in a time to speak, but we're coming into a time where the Lord is going to remove the mouth of his men from coming out here and speaking. And then we will be made silent. You won't see us out here. Why? For one, there will be military checkpoints. Martial law will be established. You'll be faced with what's known as the mark of the beast, which is a microchip that is to be inserted under your flesh, okay? And we believe it to be the RFID chip, but guess what? It can be something with a different look and a different name, but it's the same thing. It goes under your flesh, and we understand that it will be used to buy, sell, and trade, and without it, you will not be able to do such, okay? So the time we are in right now is a time of speaking, because soon we will be in a time of being silent when the Lord brings in what? That famine of the word. Let me hold this and let me grab that right quick, and I'll jump back to this. Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. So right now, we're in the time of speaking. So the Lord hasn't removed us yet. So you're still capable of receiving this word and repenting if you're an Israelite, because that is the time that we're in right now. We're in a time where you still have that door of repentance opened unto you if you're a Negro, Latino, or Native American, according to agnate and paternal relations, according to your father's genetic line. And it's not so much determined off what you look like, okay? But we come out here for a specific group of people. And within that specific group of people, it breaks down even more to a specific group of people, okay? The Lord is coming out here through his men, through us, because he's within us. He's sending us out here to speak unto you, to warn you. And then the day will come, he will remove us, and we won't be speaking this no more. Behold, the days come, which it hasn't come yet, but it is coming, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Now you have to understand that this spiritual food will be cut off to you. You will not be able to go to your internet and hear this word. Even if you're trying to scoff and speak against it, nevertheless, the day will come, you will not be looking at us, man. We will be removed off the internet. Okay, I believe it was in, trying to think, it might have been North Korea, but they had arrested a family for having a Bible in their home. And they had a 2-year-old baby as well that they also arrested. Imagine how crazy that sounds, all right? 2 years old, and you get arrested because your guardians have a Bible in the house. Well, that's spreading. It will come here to the West, and your so-called freedoms will be took from you, which you don't even have that as it is, but you have this false perception of freedom, and you don't. But you'll see it even more so when Babylon the Great becomes like China and these other countries around the world that are very strict, okay, in their ways, very draconian in their ways. That's coming to America. But right now, the reason why you're able to see this video and other men who are doing the same thing, we are in the time of speaking. And you're still able to receive this word. You're still able to repent. Okay? Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. So right now you're able to receive the word. It's right under your fingertips. You got a phone, you got a laptop, you got a computer, okay? You're able to receive this word. You got a TV, okay, that's capable of having Wi-Fi. You're able to receive this word. But there will come a time where this word will not be seen anymore. Your eyes are seeing your teachers. Your eyes are seeing the men who the Lord has raised up to warn you. But that time will stop very soon, here in the near future. All right? Now let's jump back to Ecclesiastes. It's windy out here, man. Ecclesiastes chapter 3. In verse 7, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. And another thing, you know, when Jacob's trouble is fully implemented, and you'll know when it is, we will not be speaking this word because Esau will be trying to hunt for us. So we'll be too busy trying to conceal our identity, trying to stay out the way, so to speak. So we will not have the spirit on us of trying to teach and preach this word, because you doing so, you may find yourself thrown in a concentration camp because somebody turned you in. The time to get the answers is now. The time to receive this word is right now, while the time is still able for you to hear us speaking. Verse 8, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So yes, we are most definitely in the time of war right now. We are not in the time of peace. And as time goes by, more and more, you are going to really consider this is not a peaceful time that we are in. All right, let's go to Revelations chapter 17 and 17. Revelations chapter 17 and verse 17. For the power has put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the power be fulfilled. Let me read this again. Revelations chapter 17 and 17. For the power has put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the power shall be fulfilled. Okay, so right now you have different countries who are at agreement with America, but that will come to a stop. Okay, you got Japan, you got Germany, you got Israel, all right, you got France, you got South Korea, you got Iceland, okay, and the list goes on. You have different nations who are at peace with America, but that will come to an end because it's the Lord's will to cause these nations who are currently at agreement, who are currently allies with America, to eventually come against her. Because it's destined, it's already written in the Bible that America would be destroyed for all of her wickedness. Okay? So right now you have different nations who are currently at agreement with Babylon. But guess what? All of Babylon's so-called allies will eventually turn against her and destroy her, because that is the Lord's will. But currently, America still has allies in agreement with her. Okay, but according to the scriptures, we understand that will come to an end, because that will be the Lord's will. And the Lord's will is what will happen. Okay? Amos chapter 3 and verse 3. Amos chapter 3 and verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? And the answer is no. If two people are walking together and they're not in agreement with each other, eventually they are naturally going to divide from each other. They are going to separate from each other. All they are going to do is get on each other's nerves, and it will come to the point where it's like, you know what? I don't want to be around you. You don't want to be around me. You're starting to offend me. I'm starting to offend you. And the more we're around each other, we're just going to become more enemies. And America and her allies will eventually split ways. Because right now, there are still certain agreements that America has with these different nations. But according to the scriptures, according to Revelation 17 and 17, it's only for a temporary moment, because the Lord's will actually be fulfilled in causing these nations in agreement with Babylon to turn against her and to destroy her for all the wickedness that she has done to the Lord's people. Can two walk together except they be agreed? So two cannot walk together if they are not in agreement with each other. Let's touch on Matthew's. This is Matthew's. I felt a raindrop. Hopefully it don't rain too hard. All right. This is Matthew's chapter 12 and verse 36. Matthew's 12 and verse 36. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? So if Satan cast out Satan, how can his kingdom stand? And we understand, okay, that the Satan that this is speaking of is not speaking of the spiritual demon Satan, but rather the physical counterpart of Satan being Esau Edom. Okay? Like I said earlier, I felt the raindrop. Hopefully it don't rain. I had looked into the forecast. Really, my woman did for me. And she told me it was supposed to rain later on. So I had the feeling, I'd come out here, teach right now, and I shouldn't have to go to my other area where there's a covering if it was going to be later on. But it seems like it may be sooner than what I thought. All right? But Lord willing, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai holds the rain so I can get this lesson done. Matthew 12 and 26. If Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? So if Satan cast out Satan, you know that we're at the end of his kingdom. You have Esau Edom going against Esau Edom. For example, look at what's happening. Look at what's happening with Russia and Ukraine. That's Satan against Satan. Look at the disputing between Russia and America. That's Satan against Satan. And Esau Edom is going to be the downfall of Esau Edom. Matter of fact, let's hold this verse. Let me mark it right quick. We'll go to 2nd Ezra. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. So Esau is the end of the world. Esau is in power until the end of his world, because Esau is going to be the cause of his own end. All right? When you look at nuclear capabilities, Russia is at the helm of it. Russia is at the top. When it comes to all these different nations, including America, Russia is the head honcho when it comes to nuclear capabilities. Well, guess what? Those Russians are Edomites. You Edomites here in America, okay, if the Lord has it set for you, you are going to be burnt up by your own brethren. Because Satan is going to cast out himself. Esau is the end of the world. Because Esau, being Satan, is going to be his own casualty. His own pride is going to bring him down. And it's also prophetic. It wasn't set up for Esau to reign forever and ever and ongoing. It was only for a set time. And now we see that the devil's time is short and it's coming to an end. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. So the kingdom of heaven is for Jacob. It ain't for you Edomites. All right, now let me touch back on Matthew's chapter 12 and verse 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And guess what also? Satan has a nuclear missile called Satan. So Satan, amongst other weaponry that they have, they are going to use a weapon known as Satan to also bring down Satan. Okay, matter of fact, you have this right here, the Satan II missile, okay? The Russians have that missile. And that missile, among other type of missiles, will be sent over here to destroy this place. Okay, so if Satan be divided against himself, if Satan cast out Satan, how is this kingdom going to stand? It ain't going to stand. If two can't walk in agreement with each other, how can they walk together? It ain't going to happen. Okay? Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Who are the Medes? The Medes represents them Russians, man. Them Russians, the Lord is putting a very, very cold, austere spirit in them Russians to be in the spirit of warfare. And no amount of money, currency, gold, silver, whatever, will be enough to change their mind, because the Lord is placing hooks in their jaws to do his will. So as much as the majority of people, they want to see peace. They don't want to see this third world war actually take place to where people are dying by the millions. People don't want to see that. But it's the Lord's will. So the Lord has a cold spirit on the Medes, the Russians, to shoot missiles against Babylon when the time is right. And no amount of money or peace talk will be enough to stop that, because it's already written in the Lord's plan to do so. Behold, so the Lord is doing this. The Lord is the one putting that spirit within them. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, being America, which shall not regard silver. And as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young man to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall spare no children. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So just like Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed by fire coming from the sky, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is going to destroy America by fire coming from the sky. Okay? Their bows, or verse 19, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the power overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. Okay? So when America is destroyed, you different nations, like you Ishmaelites, you won't be able to set up businesses here, like your gas stations. America will never be inhabited again once the Medes, along with other countries with nuclear capabilities, when they shoot them missiles off, it's over for this place. And everybody who's not written in the book of life, who are still alive here in America, when the missiles get sent off, it's over for you. And that's the importance of us in this ministry, to keep fighting. This place is going down by fire. So it's only right that we go through the afflictions now. We go through our fire now, so that we don't have to go through that physical fire that the Lord has in play for all of his enemies. Okay? And again, no amount of money, gold or silver, will turn back the minds of the Russians. Okay? And as I said, Vladimir, he's already made threats on how great the Russians military is and how they have the capability to destroy America. That's boasting. That's big talk. And when you're talking like that amongst men, you have to be about what you're talking about. And they are about what they're talking about, because the Lord is stirring them up to be in such a manner that when this thing goes down, America will be utterly defeated and utterly destroyed. Okay? Now you have, I'm trying to find his name. It's one of China's representatives. Zheng Shuang, I think is his name. But it says he described nuclear weapons as the sword of Damocles hanging over our heads, and called on all nuclear weapon states to reduce the risk of a nuclear war and avoid any armed conflict between nuclear weapons states. You can't. It will not be reduced, because it is in the Lord's mind to bring this war. But notice he had called the nuclear missiles a sword. Okay? To be more specific, the sword of Damocles. So I looked into that. And it says here, typing in what is hanging above Damocles' head, right? And it says this: Damocles couldn't believe his luck, but just as he was starting to enjoy life of a king, he noticed that Dionysius had also hung a razor-sharp sword from the ceiling. It was positioned over Damocles' head, suspended only by a single strand of horsehair. So just like that razor-sharp sword hanging over Damocles' head, all right, those nuclear missiles are like that sharp sword hanging over the head of America. And it's really hanging by a thin string, by a strand of hair. It's just a matter of time before Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, all right, sends that destruction. And all of you who ain't written in the book of life, you're going to be put to death. All right? You don't even acknowledge you have a bunch of nuclear swords hanging over your head waiting to fall. It's all about the Lord giving the angels the go-ahead to put the spirit on these nations with that capability of nuclear warfare to send them off. And it will come. Okay? It definitely will come because it's biblical prophecy. So again, the Russians won't settle for money, and it's also spiritual. Even if you're talking about gold and silver, but money in general, the money system's going to collapse and everything's going to be made digital. Okay? And America is known as spiritual Sodom and Egypt. So just like Sodom before us, okay, America's going to be destroyed. And just like Egypt, America's going to be destroyed. But you also look at Egypt for its greatness. America's looked at as being great. Well, what happened in Egypt? The economy collapsed. Guess what's coming to America? Before World War III officially pops off, this economy, the dollar, has to collapse. And it will. That is the plan of the elites. Let's go to Genesis 47 and verse 15. Verse 14. Hell, verse 13. And there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. So just like in ancient Egypt, there was a famine. Another famine is coming. In modern day Egypt, not only a famine of bread and water, but a famine of hearing this word that's coming to America. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, "Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth." So when money fails, what are you going to do with it? You can't spend it. You can't eat it. I mean, you could, but it ain't going to sustain you. Okay? So money failed in Egypt, and money's going to fail in modern day Egypt as well. A famine came in Egypt. A famine is coming in modern day Egypt as well. A famine of food, water, and of hearing this word. Okay? All of these are direct strategical hits from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. We're coming into the day of the world being tempted with the ultimate test, being the mark of the beast. Okay? And right now, you know, being here in America, cars are still able to drive and you're able to go to work. You're getting your paycheck. You know, you're watching Netflix, and you might watch some sports or play a video game or whatever. Okay, but the times are coming to an end that we are living in. We are coming into some very uncomfortable times. And if you don't have Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, you don't have a chance of getting through what's to come, because it will be that severe. Okay? And Joseph said, give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail. And they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of the herds, and for the asses. And he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year. So, you know, when money falls, when this money system fails, when the famine comes, people are not going to be looking forward to receiving cash, being bribed with money. People are going to be in search for food, in search for water, in search for women, in search for clothing, in search for a safe haven in terms of shelter. Money doesn't matter if the system fails. And when the dollar collapses, it will be less than toilet paper. It will be absolutely nothing. Okay? And that's what you have to understand. The world war that we are currently under, being World War III, no amount of money, gold, or silver will put an end to it. Hell, you got to consider, it takes a hell of a lot of money just to even start the war. Okay? But ain't no amount of money going to stop what's coming, because it's the will of the Lord. Okay? And the reason why the money system's also about to fail is because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is exposing Esau, and he's bringing an end to his society and all of you wicked Israelites who follow behind. Let's go to Isaiah. I felt another raindrop, so we'll see what the Lord does. Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, speaking of Esau, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. So that's happening right now. Esau Edom is losing their power. So all of the treachery, all of the rape, robbery, and murder that America has done to these different people in these other lands and here at home in America, that power is dwindling. So when it comes to a point of that power dwindling, it will eventually come to a stop. And when it does come to a stop, all of your so-called allies, including your enemies, okay, will come against you. Okay? Because that's what the scriptures say. You already have, you know, different nations looking to destroy you. Okay? But you also have your allies that are eventually going to turn against you and destroy you. Okay? Isaiah 33 and 1 again. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled. So the tables are turning on Esau Edom. You've been a damn good devil, and now the Lord is about to turn things around on you. Okay? Yeah, it's sprinkling. It ain't sprinkling too heavy yet. See what I can bear here. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. Why? Because all your treachery that you've done, you Edomites, along with your wicked evil kingdom, is caught up to you. Okay? And let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. And what you're hearing is shameful spewing all day long on Esau Edom. Even when it comes to Esau Edom's own people, the Lord is causing their own tongues to fall upon themselves. Okay? And you have us coming out here, the man of the Lord, exposing you, because why? It's prophetic that your glory will be turned to shame. And by shameful spewing, you're going to be exposed and brought down. And that's what you're seeing right now. So as America is coming to its last and final straw, the prophets are out here speaking, forewarning what's to come. So you can't say, I didn't know, I had no idea. No, you knew, you had an idea, you just didn't receive it well. You rejected it. You put it off, okay? Thou art filled with shame for glory. So you ain't got no glory, Esau. You're full of shame. And in the kingdom, we are going to be whooping that ass, man. Okay? Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. Why? Because you're being exposed for your wickedness. You're being exposed for what you are. Just like when you look at the KKK, what do? They hide themselves. They disguise themselves, because that's a characteristic of Esau Edom. Throw a rock and hide their hand. Well, you're being exposed now, okay? And all of the words that are spoken against you, it's all for your shame, because all you've planted was corrupt seeds of wickedness. And now you're reaping what you have sown. All right? Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. There you go, man. And you should be a damn ashamed of yourself. Matter of fact, let's go back to that. I'm going to go back to Habakkuk. Let's go back to Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 10. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. Like, for an example, you go back to 1945, Esau dropped an atomic bomb over Hiroshima that wiped out roughly 145,000 people. Now, to this day, they haven't gotten revenge. And we understand Japan, since Hiroshima, is under a new governing rule. But nevertheless, you can't act like they just totally forgot about what America has done. America goes into other countries being nosy, trying to make corrupt deals, or if you don't want to make a deal, if you don't want to give me more than half, I'll just destroy you. I'll just come and creep through your back door and start killing people through vaccines, okay? Through prescription meds, through poisoning your air and your food, through the sword, which all of those really are forms of the sword anyway. But this is what Esau Edom does, man. You Edomites have a lot of shame on your reputation. Don't be mad at the messenger for telling you about yourself. The truth hurts, and you're offended by the truth. But our duty is to tell it anyway, regardless of how you feel about it. Okay? For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. How was America built? By the blood of the Israelites, by the bloodshed of my people. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you built this society, and you don't even really get rewarded for your labors. All right? Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. And that's Esau Edom. Does Esau Edom not establish this society with wicked laws? Let me hold that. Let's go to the book of Psalms. chapter 50 and verse 16. But unto the wicked, saith the Lord, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Or what that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instruction and casteth my words behind thee? Why? Because you run this corporation known as America off of iniquity, off of unrighteousness, off of injustice. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity. So why are you perpetrating? Why are you fronting like you care about what the Bible says? It's in your power to set up righteous laws, but you don't. Instead, you take everything that the Lord loves and you make it an abomination, and you take everything that the Lord hates and you try to make it good. You call everything good evil and everything evil good for the most part. And in here and there, you'll try to add some fairness to cover up the wickedness. Okay? Behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity? For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. And that's what America has been doing. You take advantage of these different nations who at one time were weaker than you, but they're not weak anymore. Now they have the same capabilities as you do. And some of these countries even greater. And as I spoke on earlier, look at Russia. Russia has what it takes to dominate America, whether you like it or not. You Americans, you're so proud, you just act like nothing can take down America. You've been bribed by that abominable alcoholic drink Esau gives you to uncover your nakedness. You're sleeping. You're sleepwalking. You go about your day not even realizing you're not even aware of reality. You're being lied to all the time. These other countries are being lied to, but they're waking up though. It's funny. All these different nations seem to be waking up, but you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans of the uncircumcision are the dumbest people on earth. Okay? And that's just facts. Some of the dumbest people on earth. I'm going to go to Revelations 12 and 12, but, just kind of pondering on Esau, how Esau will go into other countries, not only just here in America, but Esau will go to other countries, okay, bully them, kill off them people, try to recruit some of them people, okay, put the tentacles of Babylon within the minds of their people, and then people are supposed to just go about their day and not want to seek revenge and not want to retaliate. Why do you think the Lord is going to cause all of the allies of America to eventually split apart? Okay? And the so-called white man, Esau Edom, knows that these different nations are fed up. And overall, Esau Edom sees the Israelites waking up. We coming out here and exposing them. This is scaring them. Everything that they're seeing, this is the most effective against their new world order. Because now you're dealing with the Lord of heaven and earth. You're not dealing with some man and his opinion. You're dealing with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You're dealing with the one who made everything, good and evil. Okay, and I've been seeing spiritual numbers since I've been out here. You know, I just kept it to myself. But the Lord, he's visiting the earth in which he made, and he's causing prophecies to intense more and more and more. And as time goes by, you're going to realize everything that we're saying is not a lie. And it is the truth, because we're not speaking of our own will. We're not speaking off of emotions and jumping the gun. We're breaking down the scriptures, man. All right? In America, seeing that it's been this grand society for so long, where every dog has its day, and this bitch is about to have hers. Okay? Revelations chapter 12 and verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. So you devils are going to be brought down. You're constantly accusing our Lord, but here you are robbing the whole earth of her resources, robbing the earth of her inhabitants. Okay? You're robbing your own people, but yet you want to try to go to the Lord and accuse the Lord and say, see, they're eating pork chops. Lord, they're supposed to be your people. See how their women are twerking in hip hop videos? You see how they're selling drugs to each other in their communities? That's why you should turn to us, Lord. Reject your people and turn to us. It's not going to happen. Okay? The Lord called us to be his people, not you. And that's just what it is. So you could try to place the blame on us, but the earth has been given to you. So you're the one held responsible for all the fuckery, for all the evil happening in this society. You devils are to blame for that. And you've set up many laws to help cover up your evil. You've created the patent to help take away ideas from other people, and you take the credit for it. But all of these things are for naught. It was all in vain, because the whole time the Lord already had it in his mind to destroy you anyway. So you can accuse us all you want. Verse 11, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. So we are going to overcome you goddamn devils, starting with you elites, through the blood of Yahweh Shai. And just as Yahweh Shai has endured, just as Yahweh Shai has came and conquered, and he did his job, he did his duty, we are coming with that same spirit. We are going to endure you devils. We are going to come out on top. We are going to be victorious. We are going to win. And as much as you try to accuse us before our Lord, it's not going to work. The elect of the nation of Israel are looked at as perfect in the sight of the Lord. You can accuse us all you want about how we used to live, okay? You can try to accuse us all you want about you secretly putting unlawful foods and ingredients in our food that we eat. It's not gonna work, okay? And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. So we don't give a damn about trying to be a sellout. We don't give a damn about you trying to tempt us to take the mark of the beast with death. We're not focused on that. We're focused on the greatness of the Lord and his promises. We're not focused on being fearful and worried about what you can do unto us, seeing that you're coming to your end. Revelations chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore, rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. And if you look at the coral the coral reef even, it's been bleached. Esau's destroying the ocean. There's far more water than there is land. Esau's destroying the damn ocean. So not only are people affected, you got sea life being affected by this goddamn devil because he's mad, because he's angry. And like a bitter Edomite little boy, okay, he's being a badass child and destroying as he goes along. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Showing you Esau is poisoning our water intentionally because his time is short. He's poisoning our food intentionally because he knows that, or not our time, he knows that his time is short. Excuse me. He's poisoning the water and the food because he knows his time is short. Okay? He's, trying to flood our people with lies and evil philosophies to get us to stay severed from our power because he knows that his time is short. He's trying to promote unjust laws and violence without cause because he knows that his time is short. He's trying to weaken the people and lessen the population because he knows that his time is short. And that's just what it is. Esau's being a bitter little boy. And that's why the Heavenly Father is going to bring him down. That's why all this food is GMO. You're supposed to be getting all these nutrients from your food, but instead the food is killing you. So we're at the end of this world. So as time goes by, and as people are lost, and as World War III is brewing up, you're not considering the Lord is doing all of this, man. And America will be destroyed according to the Bible. All right? So let's go forward. Revelations 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So it's over for you devils. It's a wrap. Okay? You can't repent. All right? You've done enough damage. Just get ready for your end. The Lord is going to allow you to have a little bit of fun. You'll be able to fulfill, a small portion of your New World Order. You'll be able to chip people and monitor people. Your wet dream will be fulfilled to an extent, but the Lord is going to destroy you. Okay? Because your time is short and you know it. All right? This is the book of, okay, that's not it. I'm in Isaiah. Maybe it's Jeremiah. It might be Jeremiah. So this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 25. And I'm going to go to '25 and verse 1. You know what? Let's go to 50. I'm sorry. Let's go to Jeremiah 50. Jeremiah 50 and verse 22. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. How is the hammer, speaking of America, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. Okay, so you Babylonians are going to be caught unaware. The Lord has you in a trick bag. And you elites, you elites of Edom who run Babylon, you are going to be caught off guard, but you know your time is coming. So you're somewhat trying to be prepared for your end. But there's no way you can prepare for the destruction that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai has set before you. There's just no way. The Lord is going to beat your kingdom and your people. Okay, matter of fact, all of the Lord's enemies who are found here in the land of Babylon, when the missiles drop, you are going to be turned to dust. This great civilization will be a once was, just like many other civilizations before it. I'm going to end it here. Second Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 11. The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. So the Lord is threatening this society, and all of you people who are down with Babylon, you are an enemy to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. So if you're an enemy to the Lord is threatening you. The Lord is going to beat your ass to powder via the nuclear missiles and the laser beams, as you will call it, from the so-called UFOs, as the Bible will call chariots, man, which are the vehicles that the angelic beings drive in, just like down here on earth. The earthly chariots being these vehicles that you're seeing driving by, that's no different than the chariots, the so-called UFOs that the angels drive. But the difference being, they don't really need it. It's just an extra flex. The angels can disappear, reappear, be here and then on the other side of the earth in the blink of an eye without a chariot. The chariot is just an extra flex. The Heavenly Father don't need a chariot. Yahweh Shai don't need a chariot, but it's an extra flex. When we get our new bodies, we gonna have chariots, man, for that extra flex. And it's not just one chariot. Yahweh Shai don't just have one chariot, okay? But at the end of the day, get your mind ready to be separated from this world, because America's over. It's finished. It's already written in the Bible that this place will be destroyed. And all of you Israelites who aren't found in the book of life, you're going to be destroyed right along with America in various ways. That's why it's highly important that you take what we're saying seriously, because every last one of us will be held accountable. I know I said I'd close it there, but I'll close it here. The time is dwindling down. Ecclesiastes chapter 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. And you don't want to do that. Seeing that this society is still going, you don't want to be so distracted and caught up that you get caught off guard. Because America is in a trick bag, and these people will be caught off guard when that destruction comes. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this lesson there. Yeah, I think it's still going. It looked like it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. And as always, I'm grateful. I'm thankful to be able to come out here once again to preach and to prophesy unto my people. Okay, so as always, I have to give all thanks and praises unto our power, the power of Israel, not the power of any other nation. All right? Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Warakwadash. Lord willing, that was simple and it was edifying. Until next time, all right? Shalom.